What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's going on, everyone?
Hey.
Look at there.
Got the whole squad back.
The boys are back in town.
Hey, do you want to take a moment to tell everybody how we can see their name on Facebook?
Yeah, absolutely. So I already know this is Henry, but and so basically, if you've not done so yet, you need to go to streamyard.com/Facebook and give them permission to show your name and likeness to us, and then we will be able to see exactly who it is when you're commenting. And those are for our friends tuning in on Facebook. And then we
the Book of Faces. Hey,
What's
so
that?
I know normally the Book of Faces. So I know normally, like, you all ask me what I've been up to, and we check with Nick what he's been up. I think me and Nick have been here enough recently. David, what have you been up to?
Yeah, so I've kind of been MIA for a couple weeks, but you guys have done an awesome job while I have not been here. And even though I wasn't actually on the show, I was tuning in and watching the show. Or I have to admit, last week's show I watched the other day, and I got to tell you, for those of you that are watching right now, and those of you that maybe watch later on, if you didn't watch last week's show, go back and watch it.
Yeah, it was really good.
Because there was some serious nuggets in there about your social media your social media presence and some of the challenges that we all face with social media. You guys got in a little bit into like imposter syndrome and anxiety, social media anxiety. You guys got into that a little bit as well. And I think that was definitely a good chat. So if you missed that one, then go back and watch it. If you missed the one before that with Sam Jacobson, go back and watch it.
The one with Sam was like just an absolute mind blown. So much information.
I knew that when I was going to miss those two, that they were going to be two fire shows that I was going to miss. But again,
it's all good.
You all did an amazing job in my absence, and you don't even need me here. I can just go.
No, we got to have the trifecta, bro, for sure.
You know, it makes more sense as a three-headed monster. Plus, like or over there, the name on the graphic, you know, like we're not changing that. So if it's there, you got to be here.
Side note, I really feel like 3 people is like a cool dynamic for the show. Plus our guests
Yeah,
usually is really
is.
nice. Good conversation for sure.
It is, and we're like the Three Amigos. So there you go.
3 Musketeers.
Oh, I'm down with the Three Amigos. I watched that the other day, actually, for the first time in like 10 years. I forgot how incredibly funny Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short are together.
Have you ever seen that movie?
I have
Nick?
not seen it,
You
but
should
I know
see that
Chevy
movie.
Chase and Steve Martin are hilarious.
You should watch the movie Three Amigos. It's a great movie.
Noted.
It's kind of old, but it's
check it out.
actually probably older than you are.
90,
To be
was it
honest with
earlier,
you.
was it before 95?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. then
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
If you're out there watching and you know, or you can look it up real quick, when did the Three Amigos movie come out? Chris Disk, we're glad you're back, man. We're glad you're
Yeah.
back.
Appreciate it, brother.
And what else?
Yeah. Well, I want to hear the story of the drone.
Oh no.
Not-
Let's talk about it.
Not the drone story. Okay.
I don't know. I kind of want to hear the quick version. All
All right, quick version. Took the drone. There we go. See, look how quick that was. 86.
Wow.
So that was definitely before you were
10
born,
years
right?
Before me, yeah.
That's incredible. It's mind blowing to even think that. All right. So quick story. Took the drone, went to this waterfall place that I was at last year, and wanted to see what was like above where the waterfall was coming down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what better way to do that than take a drone out there and fly it up over the top of the waterfall?
Makes sense.
So
Sounds good.
everything went well. Flew it up, was very careful because there are a couple of trees and stuff like that around there, but was very careful flying it. I get this notification on my phone, low battery, land drone soon.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So I click, come back home.
Yeah.
It never came back home.
Oh.
It never came back home. And on top of that, I have no idea even where it went. I have no idea where it landed.
Crazy.
I have no idea. It could be at the bottom of because it just literally like disappeared.
It just dropped out of the sky.
Almost like, how people were talking about those drone net things that like they said that there were, somebody was telling this last time to us, weren't they? In the last conversation we had
Maybe.
about drones,
Mhm.
somebody was telling us about these drone catcher net things.
Oh, that like shoot down drones?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, maybe that happened. I don't know. Like,
It could have.
I would think that this drone could have been found.
Were you in a national park?
I was.
Okay, that might be why. That might legitimately be why. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure national parks are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they have like one of
Maybe.
those drone catching systems to ward off idiots like me who think it's a great idea to fly a drone over the waterfall.
That's or almost like Hollywood. We were in LA.
Yeah. Well,
And
tell us that drone
that
story.
was a great drone story.
Tell
And
us
then we'll
that
get
drone
started with the show, promise. So we were flying the drone over the Hollywood sign. A great group. DJ Mike Tech, David Schwartz, David, me, and then Chris Rita.
Yep.
And we were all together. We were like about to get this amazing shot, like right outside, right above the Hollywood sign, like in LA. So I bring the drone up. And of course, there's signs everywhere. No drone zone. Do not fly the drone. There's fines. There's penalties. So we get the drone up. We do a few shots, whatever. And then as I'm dropping the drone down and I'm returning it to home, I pick up the drone. I put it in the case. I'm walking back down the mountain. The cops are coming up.
Yeah.
To check on us because they probably heard or saw or someone said something and they were literally just about to come get me. I missed them by like literally 30 seconds.
And in retrospect, I just realized we basically ratted ourselves out on live video. So there you go.
Can we clip this and replay it?
There you go. So if you know anybody that's a cop in the Hollywood area, just
let
them
them know.
Tell them it wasn't us. It was people that look like us, but it wasn't us.
That's all right.
I don't know. There's probably like statutes of limitations or something like that at this point. Like they can't like retro drone fine us or something, right? I don't
Let's
think
get his
they can.
address. Send him a fine.
Chris Disk, can you look that up too? I don't know. Henry said drones in national parks. Yeah, asking for trouble. Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, I like to live life on the edge a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. I
just slightly.
I take my tea with ice. I mean, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. All right. Let's get a little bit more serious now.
For sure.
And in doing so, Frank, do you have anything else to share before we move forward, my friend?
No, I'm good. Well, everybody watching, just keep your fingers crossed. I am up for a promotion for my day job. So just throw one up for me. Let's hope I get that. Let's hope I get that job.
Look at there. Throw one
going up, bro.
Throw one up for the homies, as they say, whoever they are.
Or down or out or wherever your preferred way of throwing it lands. I'm cool either way.
So just in case, there might be a few people that are in our guest here. You know, I got to be honest with you. Our guest here is like the king chatter and talker right now. So I like this. DJI is a map for no drone fly zone. Okay, all right. You guys are going to beat me up about this drone stuff. That's okay. That's all right. I know that it wasn't the smartest thing to do. Okay, problem solved. If you haven't watched the show before, because I feel like there might be some new folks watching and or listening to the replay, which, by the way, you can find the replay on any podcast, source that you use, whether it's Apple or Spotify or Google Podcasts, or pick your poison. They're everywhere. They're out there. Wedding Business Growth was something started by myself and Nick, and our goal when we started that, we always say two pillars, probably two pillars.
2 billiards.
Yeah. Two pillars. One of them education, the other one community. Okay. And so our goal, and then Frank came along at the right time when we realized that we needed to make it the Three Amigos. And he was the perfect guy to do that because just a lot of the conversations that we had together were very like-minded. We connected. I first connected with Frank through Clubhouse, which is an app that hopefully everybody's heard of. If you haven't, you should. And then I introduced him to Nick, and then we both decided, let's bring him on the show with us on a regular basis. So that catches everybody up. At the end of the day, our goal with Wedding Business Growth is to help you with the business of your business. That is probably the most simplistic way to describe what this show and what this community and what the three gentlemen on your screen right now or in your ear right now, if you're listening, are here for, which is to help you with the business of your business. So we do that two ways. Again, through our community, which is Wedding Business Growth, and through our education, which is both programs that we offer together and the guests that we bring on the show. All right. So if you have not watched our past shows, we encourage you to go back and take a look at those. And we try to be very, specific in the descriptions so that you will know, what each show is about. Real quickly, let me just say to this person right here who said, what up? What's happening, gentlemen? Not sure who you are. I'd love to say who you are. Go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Give them permission to show us who you are. And then we can refer to you as, instead of Facebook user, we can refer to you by your actual personal name. Thank you. All right. So that being said, let's jump right into the show. Did I miss anything, guys?
I think that was it.
You covered it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to.
I couldn't be more excited about today's show. Just for the record.
Yeah, we're going to probably have to cut out all of that on the edit when we move it away. But as Frank just said, and I totally agree, we are all excited, I think, for our guest, another person whom we connected with on Clubhouse, and it's really interesting how Clubhouse is just this thing that came out of nowhere, and it has united people in. Definitely not just our industry, but all industries probably. Sure. It has united people in a very unique way. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. It's allowed us to really elevate the level of what we are able to provide, because we'll tell you in a heartbeat, we're not the experts at everything. We have experience in things that we have done with our own businesses and challenges that we have faced and overcome and so on and so forth. But we're definitely not the experts at everything. And for those people who know some of us, you might be like, I'd never thought I'd hear you say that, but it's true. Like, we are not the experts at everything. And so we have the opportunity to bring our friends on to help you, the audience. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and read our guest's bio. And then if you guys want to add anything to that, and then we'll bring them on and dive right into this thing. So with over 450 weddings under his belt, Henry Chen has become one of the most high-rated and highly sought-after photographers in the SoCal region. For those of you that are wondering, that's Southern California. Specializing in multicultural, interfaith, and ethnic celebrations, Henry has had the privilege of connecting and working with couples from all walks of life. Over 14 years in the industry, Henry grew his business through a holistic marketing approach that harnesses various channels to attract and engage his ideal clients. from social media to advertising to word of mouth marketing. Yet, in the past few years, Henry has observed a notable shift with the market and the way people consume media and associate with brands. Out of this realization, Henry launched his chat marketing education platform, Wedding Chat Marketing, which I am officially a participant in an effort to help wedding professionals, venues, and creative entrepreneurs successfully use chat marketing to generate leads and earn more while saving time. Henry is also a YouTuber, for those of you that didn't know what a turber is, a YouTuber, a backpacker, a hiker, and most importantly, a devoted husband and father. Love that. And before we bring him on, let's just say hi to some folks real quick. What is up, DJ Chris Disc?
What's going on?
Oh, is this like a different Chris? Oh no, this is from okay,
YouTube
from YouTube now. And long lost friend Ernie is back.
What's going on, man?
Ernie is back.
Good to see you, bro.
And we are so happy for you to be here. All right. Without further ado, let us bring our good friend, Mr. Henry Chen, to join us. What is up, buddy?
Hello,
Henry.
David, Frank. Great to meet you, Nick. I want to be a YouTuber or turd. That sounds pretty.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right?
Right there.
Who would not want to be a YouTuber?
There you go. We might not be onto something right there, David. But hey, I've been following your show for a couple of months now. It's such a pleasure and privilege to be here. Love the setup. You know me, I'm a little bit of a tech person, so love everything you have. And early congrats, crossing my fingers for you, Frank, on that. And I won't give David a tough time on the the drone because I did that already. But yeah, super awesome to chat with you guys.
Good to have you,
Thanks
man.
for being on.
Well, I think in the most simplistic terms, let's just dive right into what is chat marketing.
Absolutely, David. That's the $1 million question. So the premise of that is how we communicate these days. And I know for most of us here, wedding professionals, creators, but this is for businesses, people to people. And that is, we use right here, right? We use our phone most of the day, Facebook Messenger, Instagram direct messages, text messaging, even good old fashioned email. So we get that. That's nothing new. But imagine using that to actually not only market our businesses, but also being able to make it super quick, super easy, and almost, I don't want to say no brainer, but just effortless for somebody that's interested, and for our Clubhouse friends to raise our hand and say, hey, David, I'm interested in your and Frank in your DJ services, or Nick in your videography. And that is with these messaging apps, making it just a click a button, click a link, enter into that chat bot, saving time. So that's what chat marketing really is. It's taking what has already been working as far as communication and just making it that much better.
I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, from my perspective, for sure, I see how many direct messages come through on Instagram and Facebook. It's crazy to see that, how it's kind of evolving from, email and stuff like that. So people really are engaged on social media for sure. So definitely important to leverage that.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole thing, right? Like, this is where we are now. People are on their phones and they want to be able to communicate instantly with somebody. And so if you don't have a chat solution, right, you could be missing the boat big time.
Absolutely, Frank. My DMs ask for nudes. Oh, that we can have a chat bot for that too, Ernie.
Yeah, we probably could set a good one up.
This is going to be a special
checking in.
kind of stream.
What's up, Luke? How are you, bud? Stream being the optimal word there. Yeah, no, I think that I think we could definitely set that up for Ernie. Well, and I think the other thing about this is that it's giving us an opportunity to meet people where they are. We say that a lot. We say that in everything that we talk about through some of the programs that we're working on with people. Is we want to meet you where you are. We don't want to say, here, do it like this, do it like us. We want to meet you where you are. And I think to some extent this is doing the same thing. Like we're able to meet the prospective client where they are. If they're on their phone, if they're communicating, why not have a tool to do that with?
Yeah, definitely, David. And I think you shared with us a few hours ago, but if you're okay with it, like kind of what happened earlier today with your Y Entertainment, right? Usually we have contact forms, but these days, especially with our next generation, millennials, was it Gen Z, pretty, I don't want to say impatient, but we also don't have all day to hear back from, even if it's a human being, questions about what's our pricing, are we even available on their date of their event. They want answers ASAP.
Immediately,
And
yeah.
that's
Yep.
where if we don't have something in place now or very soon, then they're just going to go to the next person, and we missed out on that opportunity. And you know, Frank, definitely like meeting to where they want to be. I think gone are the days, and this was something I was very stubborn on, which was, you know what, they call me, I was going to be like, hey, can you go to my website, fill out the contact form? And these days, of course, almost only telemarketers call me, but it's going to be sending you that DM, maybe not the kind that who was the gentleman that asked for that, but
Ernie.
Ernie, right? But rather than filling out a contact form, which they definitely you still want to have, that's an option. But in addition to that, do we ever get somebody sending us a blank email like with our questions? Probably not, right? Or once again, calling us. It's going to be something that's very easily accessible on their phone. They hear a little bit more about you, or they find out more about you, and they're going to send you that Facebook Messenger. They're going to send you that Instagram DM, or if you have a phone number on your website or wherever you can put this, they can send you a text message. Now, on the other hand, we're all busy already, and we do not want to be by our phone or a computer all day long trying to get back to somebody within seconds, and you know, having that feeling like, oh my gosh, if I don't get back to them, I'm going to miss out. So that's the challenge, and that's what chat marketing solves. Because yes, you do have that automation component using a chatbot, but also being able to personalize that experience. So, and I know, David, you set up some few things already, which I love to hear more about that, but also being able to add your voice, even your images, a little video. I think the most important thing with this is that you're asking that prospect, that lead, that contact, you know, whether it's a bride, a groom, a corporate client, whoever it might be, hey, what is it that you're looking for? You know, are you this? Are you that? Great. What's your budget? Are you also interested in uplighting, or, you know, florals for so and so? And once you get that information, then you can continue providing not only the answers that, you know, you would normally give, but personalize to what they're asking for. And then ultimately that is to lead to a consultation, and hopefully from there a booking. So this is definitely from the moment they hear about your business all the way until they hopefully sign the contract, and of course have you as their, you know, the wedding vendor.
Yeah, and I mean, to your point, and you kind of alluded to it earlier. I have it set up on my Wine Entertainment, which is my DJ company website, and a gentleman earlier today actually filled out the form, and then instead of waiting to hear back, clicked on the little messenger icon on my site and went through that process. And he just immediately just went right into like asking, hey, are you available on this date? Well, it notified me so that I could jump, like I got a notification so I could jump in and I could start answering his questions.
Yeah.
Whereas the other option would have been to kind of follow the sequence of what it asked him. And a lot of his questions honestly would have been answered if he'd have done that. But he had two different ways of those questions being able to be answered. And then there were other questions that he was able to ask that I could address as well. So it was just, it was sort of coincidental that this happened today with Henry coming on the show with us tonight, but it was kind of cool that it did. It was just a perfect example of it.
Yeah. Full disclosure, he's actually one of my colleagues, and he's not even a groom, and I paid him a few bucks. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you do that, man? Come on.
Yeah, definitely. And certainly kind of going forward, and, you know, it's very time sensitive information with like Instagram, for example. This was something that I wanted part of this whole chat marketing thing a few years ago when I heard about it, because like, hey, it was actually more Facebook Messenger. And great, you know, we all have Facebook business page, and with that you get a Facebook Messenger account, and, you know, like with wedding business growth. But that's more for people that have heard of you already, or yes, if you're doing like Facebook ads, then they can message you that way. But now for I'm sure all of us, not to exaggerate, but all of us, I'm sure, are on Instagram, and we're at least showing up there in some way, whether we're posting once a month or every day, doing stories. But it's the communication, which is just as big as the marketing. And so just imagining putting ourselves in the shoes of our so-called ideal clientele and asking like, How do they want to get information these days? Literally, like, what do we envision them doing? Are they gonna go to a desktop, a laptop, or take out their phone? Are they going to call us? Are they going to send us a text message? Are they going to go to IG, send us a DM, look us up over there? And then also, what types of questions are they asking? Of course, you got pricing and probably availability, but what about if they're not quite ready to take that next step? Maybe they're looking for a DJ or a cinematographer right now, or a florist, a planner, but they know they're not going to book one until so and so got a date, venue, 3 months, budget, whatever it might be. But if we don't have something in place right now where it's like, hey, it's okay, you don't have to book a consultation next week, but here's a little lead magnet, here's a checklist, here's a so and so, and you can go ahead and digest that at their own convenience. And then having a system in place where automatically follow up with them, more importantly, how they want to be followed up. So imagine they get a text message after you get their phone number, of course, in maybe a week or two, and just checking in. Of course, email, you can always send that out, but also through these other ways to reconnect with them. So this is just as much as having them get in touch with your business, just as much it is to follow up with them afterwards. And things like ghosting, having to worry about giving your pricing up front, a lot of those challenges are solved using automation, chatbots, and this whole way of marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the questions might be, how easy is it to implement it into maybe a strategy that people are already doing? Maybe talk a little bit about how that would work, because people are so sometimes fickle about change, and I feel like what I'm doing is working. Why do I want to do this now?
Yeah, great question, David. And well, this is something I know you can share more about, having implemented even this months ago with Y Entertainment, and also recently for for educational side, right? But definitely the beauty of chat marketing, even though it has the word marketing in it, and this is more of a don't want to dive too much on the side, but like, it's a little bit of a misconception, which is chat marketing. If I implement this this widget on my website, or I put this link in my Instagram bio, or link it from my wedding directories or Pinterest or other places, that it is going to get more eyeballs to your business. Unfortunately, it does not do that, at least not for free, unless you pay for like Facebook ads. So you're not going to get so-called more eyeballs, but you're going to get more of the existing ones to take action, to once again raise your hand and say, hey, I'm interested in your services, I'd like to learn more. So as far as how to integrate this, the beauty of this is you can take however you're marketing right now, whether it's doing blogging / SEO, to, sure, if you are running ads, to pretty much all variety of ways. Once again, Pinterest, or even TikTok, to, of course, Instagram, social media, and so forth. And there is they call it a growth tool. It's a fancy word in the software that makes it all work, to connect that marketing side to your business, basically to get them into your chatbots. And you have also QR codes, of course, links, you have these little pop-ups and things like that. So absolutely, David, Nick, and Frank, is that there is a little bit of a learning curve, right? Like with all sorts of technology, but getting it up and running, and actually, getting leads, getting people into your chatbot, it could be as quick as, and be very objective here, even for me, is half a day, maybe a full day, just kind of sit down, watch some YouTube videos, go to their website, follow the steps. And then the nice thing is everything is so transparent, if you will, meaning you're going to see the number of people that impressions, as they say, for Instagram analytics and Google analytics, things of that nature. So right now, an experiment that I always recommend all of us do, if we haven't already, we should always be doing this, is knowing our numbers, in particular, our website, right? How many people are visiting our website, but how many go to our contact page, and how many actually fill it out? Is there a way that we can see those that did, maybe halfway, right? There's tools like Hotjar and things of that nature. But imagine just implementing a few things with this whole chatbot thing, and going from, maybe we get 1% of people that visit our website to fill out our contact form, which is actually about the average, which is kind of starting like 1 out of 100. That's it. What about the rest? Well, maybe they weren't ready. Maybe they weren't the right, they, whatever reason it might be. But imagine with a little chat widget in the lower right-hand corner of your website, a link from your Instagram bio, your link tree, and other places, you might double that. You might get 2% or even up to 3%, which is what I've gotten and what I've seen others get. So it might not seem like a big increase, but it could easily be going from, maybe 2 leads per week to 4 or even 6. But yeah, so it's certainly taking what you're already doing in your marketing. You absolutely do not have to stop whatever you're doing in your business with marketing. It's just kind of taking to the next step, especially making it more feasible for them to get in touch with you for sure.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things, like, when people are learning, for example, everybody learns differently, right? Like some people learn visually, some people learn through audio, some people have to see something happen in front of them, and this is just another example of that, right? Somebody wants to consume it one way, they can. The next person wants to consume it another way. Sorry about my dog in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that.
He agrees with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's agreeing with
he
you.
loves chat marketing. Actually, he is a chat marketing expert.
They call it. I think they call it bark marketing, but that's just me. I don't know.
but yeah. So, and I don't know if this was actually on the agenda, but it's just kind of a question that popped up inside of the chat bot, right? You can send people, or you can give people the option to be sent wherever they want, right? So if they land on your Instagram and they go into your chat bot, some people may want to get to your contact page, right? And so it can get them there, but maybe the next person wants to stay in that conversation with through Messenger. Maybe somebody wants to reach out and schedule a phone call. All of those options can be built within the flow of the chat market or the chat bot, right?
Yeah, definitely, Frank. And I'm going to put David on the spot, since if I've done a okay job being I guess a coach or, teacher, right? But right, definitely, David, you can put pretty much anything inside this, this black box or orange box or whatever shape and color it might be, which is it's currently right now. And I know this is more abstract, but just think of it like it's to Facebook Messenger. That is to make it, pretty direct, the starting point. So, and, we all have love-hate relationship with Facebook and Messenger, but the nice thing is getting them in there is as easy as, here's a link. We all have this, m.me/wedding business growth, right? And so forth for our business name. And the other thing is that we have text messaging. So when you sign up for, the service, you get a phone number. That's part of the pro plan, but you get a text message number. And these days, just kind of putting ourselves in the shoes of our potential clients again, is if they see like, hey, text this number, or for even that, just on the iOS, they can just click a button because they already knows your number and get our pricing instantly messaged to you right now. Like, oh, so yes, on one hand, you have possibly, qualifying leads and things of that nature, but certainly, Frank, once they're inside your ecosystem, as you would call it, you can send them to any website, just like, wherever you want. You can definitely probably want to keep them inside that, because that is where they're most comfortable. It's kind of like saying, hey, once you're on Instagram, once you're on Facebook or other places, you want to keep them there. The algorithm likes that, although in this case, that doesn't apply because it's a private channel. But from there, you can actually get their email address, their phone number, their event date, their budget, whatever information you want to get from them, all within Facebook Messenger. So they never leave the Facebook Messenger app on their phone or even desktop. You collect that information, or your chat bot or your chat dog or so will collect that, and it is automatically saved. Think of it like using what's called a CRM, right? I'm sure we all have CRM, client relations manager. And so there is one, there's a few, but the one that I use called ManyChat, that is the one for, chat marketing. And inside this one place, you have your bot, your chat bot, and there it is right in front of you. Like, oh, I want to do something with email. There you go. There's something for text messaging. And then there's also something for, of course, Facebook Messenger. And the beauty of this is that as things get more advanced, more features come out, is what's called omni-channel marketing. So what was a fancy word for meaning that you have all these different ways of communicating that people want to communicate. And rather than you having to check 3, 4, 5 different softwares and platforms, but also rather than you having to ask the same questions over and over again to the lead, you just have to ask them once, and it's going to be able to be used across multiple channels, which not only saves us time as business owners, but also probably more importantly to, to our, let's say our couples, right? They're like, Frank, I already told you my wedding date. Like, why are you asking me again? Or why is your chatbot asking me again, right? Or Nick, hey, yeah, I told you the budget is this, or whatever it might be. And we all do this all the time. I'm sure we all do this every single day. How many of us start a conversation like, yeah, maybe it's on Clubhouse, but then let me send you an Instagram DM. And then later on we do have to chat a little bit email just to get like the link to this stream. And then, we go to other places. So that's just the nature of how we communicate these days. And so once again, we just want to make sure we have something in place in our business to capitalize on that, if you will. And yeah, certainly with the information, you can provide that, but also you're asking them. It's going back to the simple thing of asking them questions. And it's amazing when you ask people questions, like especially, people that come into your chatbot, they're going to click on the little links, the buttons, because they want to answer them and they want to tell you that information. And then you take that information and you provide them that personalized response, and you go from there, of course.
Well, I mean, with all this chat, no pun intended, about the actual service, do you have a demo for how maybe we could see how this works? I'd love to see.
Funny you should ask.
Fundamentally how this like all kind of looks.
Absolutely, Nick. And so, David, I'll have you take the lead. I'm 55% nervous and 44 kind of go plus or minus, of course, excited. But if there's time, I can also share, if it's okay, my screen. I'll give like a couple of links. These are all, public / they're not, funny business links or anything like that. But that way, it also cuts down on time. They don't have to watch my long-winded demo. But yeah, David, did you wanted to test out?
Yeah, so we'll try it out right now. So I am going to show you all one way that it will work, and we're actually gonna give you a little bit of a giveaway in doing this. So if you'll go to you can do this on your phone, you can do this on your computer, wherever you're at. If you go on Facebook and you go to the Wedding Business Growth Facebook page, make sure you don't go to the group, but go to the Wedding Business Growth Facebook page. Henry is putting that into the chat there for us. And then scroll down to the photo where you see Henry along with all three of myself and Nick and Frank. You can try and do this on your phone even. Yep. And when you get to that photo, just go to the comments and comment the word chat. CHAT. Comment the word chat.
David, is it the one it says tonight, what is chat marketing ? Is that the one? 7 hours?
That's the one. Yep.
I will post. Yep. I was testing it on the live stream and it wasn't work, but that explains why it wasn't working. That's okay. So I put in the direct link right there in the Facebook group to the that post. So
there we go. Yep. There you go. So it is a picture with a like a aqua blue background, and it has all three of us, and it says special guest Henry Chen, and just comment the word chat right underneath that photo.
All right. Well, I did it right now, and
hey,
maybe I tested out earlier, but yeah, there we go, Frank. I'm glad. There's a few technical behind the scenes where you have to be a first-time commenter, but looks like it worked for Frank and got the flow chart. Cool. There we go. So that's and that's all on David. I'm so proud of you, David. Yeah.
Thank you. So it actually did work. It actually did work. Oh shit. Oh.
So go, David. It's like you're learning something.
Yeah, and I'm not going to drink over here at the same time.
Good job. That's the second time that's happened.
Yeah, it is. Well, technically it's the third time it's happened to us, but second time for me. So there you go. All right. So yeah, if you're if you're able to do that, again, go to the Facebook page, make sure it's the page, and obviously like the page, by the way. If you don't like the page, we'd appreciate you liking the page. But just comment the word chat on that photo, and you'll see how that works. It's actually, I see Yolanda did it. Very good. Yolanda did it.
Awesome.
And Frank did it.
And if it's not working, we'll blame it on Facebook. There you go.
Yeah, no, it should be working. Did you do it or
I
not?
tried it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
I wonder if did you comment as us instead of
Oh, I did. I commented as an admin.
That's probably why. That's okay. That's all right.
Are you,
That is, I love how that works. Like that, commenting on a post,
Yeah.
right? Like delivers that chat.
All right. So just to see how well I actually did this, if you're still on the page, scroll down to the next photo with Henry by himself.
Okay.
Try doing this from your account versus the wedding. Make sure you're logging on your. All right. So again, we're at the Wedding Business Growth Facebook page. We're not at the group. We're at the page, and there is a photo of Henry by himself. All the other information is the same. Henry by himself. On that one, comment the word networking. Networking.
All right. So I'm going to post for our comment the word networking. So I'll put that. So yeah. So David is using one of the many what's called growth tools. This is specifically the Facebook comment growth tool, or Facebook comment growth tool 2.0, by the way. But which means that if somebody leaves a comment, and it could be actually any word, doesn't have to be networking or chat. You can set this all up. Then your chatbot, your messenger chatbot, will automatically send that person a message. Now, of course, you don't want to spam them. You don't want to do clickbaity stuff, bait and switch. But if it's a lead magnet, a freebie, then you can deliver that in Messenger, and you or your business, you will have a lead. So see how this could be very applicable, especially maybe if for potential clients, couples that they visit your Facebook page, and they can engage with your, no pun intended, with your posts.
Right.
So let's see if did it do the trick right there. I know we tested out earlier, so sometime it doesn't work for but hopefully
worked for me.
So do you get the email address too? Because I know it asks.
Yeah. So so let me do this. Let me share my screen, and
David's gonna teach us all put this together in
all right. So let's see here. Now, what's interesting is that
is so cool.
And while David's, if it's okay to share, like this exact thing will be coming to Instagram automation. Oh my gosh, very, very, very soon is all I can say for now. But imagine any of your Instagram posts, somebody leaves a comment, they will get a DM, Instagram, not Facebook Messenger now, but Instagram DM sent to them from your business. And you will have them as a lead on your end in your, there you go, in your many chats.
All right, so here we go. You'll see on the screen here, there you are, Nick. And you'll see over here on the side, it tells you basically, we set these tags up. It shows your email address here. We didn't ask for your phone number, so obviously it wouldn't show your phone number on this one. And then, of course, here's Frank's here. And these are the conversations that you guys had. And it shows us everything. If I go over here to audience, it basically, there's Yolanda. She also checked that out, right?
Nice.
There we go.
We know exactly who's in David's chatbot.
Yeah, here's all the other people that have tried it out. So there you go. And it shows you that you guys are still live, right? And then what I can do is I can set these to, I can mark these as done. And then when I do that, then that means that it doesn't show that you all are live anymore, right? So I don't have to worry about that. So essentially, how this works is if I go here, this is kind of the flow of what's going on, right? So you guys clicked on, or you guys basically made the comments, which I indicated here, chat or many chat, right? Either one of those keywords would have worked. You can set this to only trigger keywords, or you can set it to let me move that out of the way, or you can just leave it blank, or you can exclude words like for example, me and Henry were talking earlier, and it's like you don't want somebody to be like, this sucks, and then
Hey, thanks for inquiring.
right, and then you're like, oh, thanks for inquiring. So
Yeah.
you can eliminate some of that stuff, and then you could set actions. These are those tags that I talked about. And then here's the comment that you got,
Yep.
and then you clicked on this button, give me the PDF, and then it opens up this other flow which we created already, which is right here. And this all looks complicated, but it's really not that complicated. And then I actually see right here that I have one waiting, and this one waiting, I bet you, is Yolanda, because Yolanda has not shown up on the chat yet.
Yeah.
So I'd almost bet that that's probably her. But you can see here that opt-in message sent, 100% delivered, 100% opened. All right. And then you can see over here, there we go.
Look at that, David.
I know, right? Look at me.
Right here.
Look at me.
Like he knows what he's doing.
I know,
Frank
man.
is gonna reveal himself. Like, I've been doing this for years. I've been setting these. He's been secretly working on this, and Nick is, but
not at all. And here is the other one, by the way. So here's the flow for the other one, and you can see again where 9 sent, 100 delivered, 9 opened, 8 of them were clicked on, which means one of them is waiting. Now it says 2 waiting, and
what is this? And I'm guessing some of us might be like, what are we looking at? To like the other might be
on the phone watching and driving.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead, Henry. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like, please, was it Yolanda? Please, safety first. She says she's driving and watching. That's not a good combination.
Yeah, wait a minute. What exit? What exit? No,
oh, here we go with that exit stuff.
Yeah, so this is all in the platform called ManyChat and manychat.com. So if there's questions about that, we can dive a little more into it. But certainly to get started, I definitely recommend looking more into manychat.com. They're not they're not owned by Facebook / Instagram. Of course, Facebook owns Instagram, but they have an incredible partnership to the point where when it comes to Instagram APIs, of course, with automation and all these features, they were, I don't want to say the first, but definitely one of the first to have that opportunity. So like a solid partnership between the two companies, and then also their education. So you can find lots of great resources on their YouTube channel as well as their actual website. But just sign up, and it's connected to your personal Facebook profile. You can also sign up with email, Google and things like that. But and then afterwards, you will connect your brand new ManyChat account to your Facebook business page. So yes, you do need to have a Facebook business page, which I think it's safe to say, right, guys? We all got to have that. We all probably we all have to. Otherwise, we're missing out on some SEO stuff. But you just connect that, and then you get your blank canvas, like what you saw earlier on David's screen, and you just start learning a few things, setting up a couple of the stuff. The top 3 things I always say is get what's called a customer chat widget or growth tool, basically a little bubble, messenger bubble on your website. The second thing is create a link called a reference URL, just a fancy word for a special link. You want to put that link somewhere in your Instagram bio, or I'm sure all of us have like a link tree, or the one that David's using, Solo or something, and just have a link. So what is a call to us? Like, hey, want to get instant pricing? Then there you go. So David has that on his wedding business growth, or this page here. And then you can see there's like, you can, change the colors, but when they click on continue as whatever your name is, in this case, where it's David, or continue as Nick, continue as Frank, so forth, that second, as soon as they click that button, just like that, they have become a lead on your end. They never had to type out a single character, literally. They don't have to give out your email address. They don't have to give out your phone number. Now, once they're in your chatbot, like how David's example with that flow, that's the fancy word for all of that those boxes and all. It asks for your email address, and I'm guessing both Nick and Frank saw that, where automatically it populates your Facebook email address. You don't have to use that. You can, if you want, you can just click on it, but you can just type out another one. And then there's other things that you can do, like I would set it up where it confirms with them. If they don't type out their email address, they as they say, ghosted, that's what that little waiting thing that David showed earlier, which is, hey, automatically after maybe 20 minutes of nothing, they didn't do anything, your chatbot will automatically send them a follow-up message, just seeing if they're still interested. So little things like that will absolutely help continue that conversion, as they say. And then remembering what this is all for, right, is ultimately the finish line is we need to get them signing up for a meeting, a venue walkthrough, or looking at our pricing if they haven't yet, and all sorts of things from there. And this is so important. I always forget to mention this. At any point, you as a business owner, we as human beings, you can always just start chatting with them manually, like one-on-one. So David, you can just be like, hey Nick, David here, not my chatbot. Always have to say that just to clarify. And I always say something a little personal, like, oh wow, congrats on getting married on this date, or whatever you might be in. There you go. Just like good old-fashioned way of just chatting with each other. And then you can go back and forth between the two, which is what I do often. Is I have these things set up and they ask for something, I just push a little button and the automation starts. So yeah, lots of options.
Sorry about that, Henry. I thought I misread the conclusion there.
No, it's all good.
So if you jump in, right? Like if I'm like, okay, here's a moment where it's time for me to jump in and start having that direct communication, does that get it out? Does that get that person out of that automated flow at that point? Do you have to do something to acknowledge that? And then on the flip side of that is, once you're done having that direct conversation, how do you get them back in the flow, and how do you know where to place them at that point?
That's a great question, Frank. The sort of short answer is yes, it will pause the automation automatically. You cannot manually do this, which is probably works for our favor. But if they were to just type something out instead of push a button or just anything like that, the automation will be automatically paused for 30 minutes. You, as a business owner, can choose to increase that for another 30 minutes, and go forth. So let's say the second part is, let's say, is now go back to the automation. There are things that you can set called rules. Rules is a section in ManyChat where, hey, after this many minutes of maybe nothing happening, do this. Now, of course, they probably want something to happen right away. So you would just look, and you can do this all on your phone with the ManyChat app, and certainly on your desktop, is you just go to your little list of all your automations and say, hey, just continue this one, or start this new one. And you can also have little what's called snippets, right? So rather than having to, like, I have one that says, wonderful, my virtual assistant. So I don't like to use the word chatbot if I can help it, but I always say virtual assistant, or my virtual concierge. That's a little fancy way of saying it. Will help you out now, something like that. So yeah, absolutely. And that's where it's definitely going to save you a lot of time and kind of gets them going on to the next step, for sure.
Yeah, because I noticed when I was in your chat bot, when we were talking a little bit about wedding chat marketing, that was something that you had done. Like you jumped in at one point, to kind of pick the conversation up more directly, and then after that, I got bumped again. And so I just didn't know if that was like a manual process, but it's nice to hear that is even part of the automated process, where you can kind of have it push back into a flow after a certain amount of time, that maybe that prospective client stops responding for whatever reason, just as like a nudge. So that's nice to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely, Frank. And there's a lot of things that we might already be doing right now. For example, maybe some of us are doing email marketing with other email platforms, but email marketing is also built into ManyChat. Now, it's not as sophisticated, right? If you're using like a ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign or MailChimp, it has so many bells and whistles. But as far as like just getting started and the essentials, sending out broadcasts, email broadcasts, email sequences, which that's the whole nurturing, providing value and checking in, all that automated follow-up. You can do all of those things inside ManyChat. I should also mention, there's two plans. You can do the free stuff. The free stuff will get you pretty good, like just to test things out, set up your little widgets and things like that. But certainly if you want to use email and text messaging or SMS, you need to upgrade to their pro plan, which is their other option. And it's super affordable, $10 a month. And you also get all these other really awesome features. And you get up to 500 subscribers / contacts, which I always look at it this way, especially for, leads and all. If we eventually get to 500, that's a good problem to have. And then you can just build a few more dollars as you go up. So and that is also the other thing, is if you have multiple businesses. So Frank, you have your DJ business, but let's say you want to start a second business, or Nick, of course, David, wedding business growth. You got, Y Entertainment. You will need to have, you'll have one ManyChat, your account, just manychat.com. You just log, you don't have to log in. It's like automatically done already. It's connected to your profile, your Facebook profile. But in that one place, you will have two quote unquote ManyChat accounts. Like two sort of areas. So each one is for your business, which of course you need a Facebook business page for. So you can switch between the two. You can have two open at the same time. You can even copy templates from one over to the other. Excuse me. So lots of ways to, about me, Frank, I'm all about, not maybe cutting corners, but trying to be efficient, right? As much as possible.
Streamlining it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's part of the things that you can do for sure. But yeah, definitely. I encourage all of us just to, play around with it, test it out. And once again, it doesn't take, half a day at most, right? A day just to get it up and running and see what happens. And, let the wedding business growth community know, pick up some leads the next couple of days or so. Like David earlier today. There you go.
Yeah, no, absolutely solid. And I mean, you guys saw how easy that was for it to happen. And I mean, literally Henry and I talked about it for about 30 minutes. We had a conversation for about an hour, but like this component of it, we talked about it for about 30 minutes. And then he said, do you think you can get that set up before the show? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. And I was able to basically, so I already, full disclosure, I already had the networking one set up. So all I had to do was duplicate the networking one and then change out the PDF, change out some of the wording, and it's up and running for the chat flow PDF that it sent out, the ManyChat flow chart.
Yeah, and also that PDF, maybe I think the one, it looks a little busy, but ultimately, as you the one in the giveaway, right, David?
Yeah. I was going to say I could probably grab that real quick, and then we could put it up on the screen here, and we can kind of maybe go over it a little bit, see if it makes sense to everybody.
And if it's okay, if not, no worries. I did pull up a few. These are all blog links from ManyChat. That's to kind of give some of them are specific to Clubhouse and even weddings that kind of give more of a 25K foot view, that if there's time, I can share a little bit about that too. But,
yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely. We got the time. If you got the beer, we got the time.
Cool. I'll do that. Let me see if I can even share the screen. If not,
right.
Don't show these tips again. Share the screen. Oh, let's do that one first. Okay.
Yeah. So here, let me just, I'll just show that real quick. And then I'm just going to put it up on the screen, Henry. And if you want to talk about it, I'll kind of move it around for you. And
I'm chuckling here because this is probably with people going to run away now because it's quite a busy. So I put this together a little over a year ago when you might see something on here. What is this booked and busy boot camp, and that was something I had last year. So this is a lot of stuff here, a lot of boxes. But before you even look at some of the names here, just looking at it from, once again, the trees and not the forest, not the trees, is we have the outside world. When I say outside world, that means like everything else, the marketing that you're doing, whether it's on Instagram, wedding, bridal type shows, anything, word of mouth, networking events, all that stuff is the outside world. And then the inside world is your chatbot. And just to simplify things, your Facebook Messenger chatbot. So how do we go from the outside world to the inside world? That's what these arrows are. And so you'll see at the very top, the first row, it says source on the left. So these are all the different ways that you could you could be found. Your business could be found. So, Pinterest, Instagram, directories, all the way to wedding shows, maybe what's print? I don't know why I put print. Magazines. So you got all these different ways. And then how do I actually get them to, subscribe to my chatbot, right? And so without getting into all the technical things, the most common ways are what you see right below that. There's something called ref URL, REF URL. So that just stands for reference URL. It's just your m.me, your messenger link, your m.me/wedding business growth, right? As an example. And then you have something called customer chat. That's what David showed earlier with that messenger icon set up on your website or your blog. And then you have all these, there's something probably QR code on the right-hand side. We're all familiar with QR code at this point, I'm sure, scan it and they go into your messenger chatbot. And then get a little more advanced. You got on the right-hand side, there's Facebook ads. And that in itself is a whole other topic, right? But you can absolutely connect your Facebook ads with your messenger chatbot. It's like a hand in a glove kind of thing. And there's something called Facebook ads. What's JSON? JavaScript often is object notation. But basically, it's just a fancy growth tool that connects your Facebook ads to your messenger chatbot. So you got that tool. And then the one that David used earlier for the comment, networking or chat, it's the right there, Facebook page. Right below that, you see it says Facebook comments. So that's all these little tools that it's called growth tools. And then finally here, once they click on a link or scan a code or click a little widget, they are into your chatbot, and that's what the border, the black border around. So I won't get into this opt-in message and welcome message, but every box inside is what's called a flow, and flow is what the fancy when you saw earlier all those boxes and arrows and different colors. That is what's inside ManyChat. What's called the flow builder. That is literally where you put together your chatbot, all your automation. So that's what this is just, hey, go here, then go here. Every source has its own little path, if you will. And it's really, I think was it Nick or Frank mentioned, like, hey, can you share a website? Can you share, book a consultation? Can you show them your availability? Can you show them your different services? Absolutely. And that's what that final row here is. You see on the left-hand side says, what is it? Contest. Maybe you're doing a giveaway, or just a simple more about your services, all the way to freebies on the right hand. You can have, as many freebies as you want. And the most popular one, just to kind of, just simplify things to put a bow on this, is by far the most popular, commonly asked thing. Probably all know that's your pricing. That is, I would say 80 to 85% of all the leads I've got into my wedding photography chatbot in over 2 years. It's around 1,600 now, and I was running Facebook ads, so that brought up quite a bit of that. But it's pricing. What do you charge? What's your pricing? What are your rates? Related to that. What do you include? Blah blah blah. So I always recommend for all of us, hopefully when we start this, just get a basic pricing flow, if I may say so now, going, because that is what they're going to ask for. And then from there, you can add a lead magnet. If you want to do a promotion or something, and then just kind of start building from there. But yeah, this hopefully helps a little bit, if that kind of gives us a visual of how to go about building our chatbots.
I'm fascinated by it. I nerd out to this kind of stuff, so apologize if I'm getting all
awesome.
Me and Henry are getting all nerdy on you guys, but
I love it.
Like I nerd out to it because it just all makes so much sense to me,
This is the beauty of having a visual show, you guys, because I could never do this on, I don't want to get the Clubhouse friends upset, but, on Clubhouse, because it's hard to describe, go here to go here.
Yeah.
So this is where it's certainly that helps. But also, once again, everyone, just like, how do I get started again? ManyChat.com, or we're here, of course, live, or if you watch this on the replay, just put a comment, or hopefully it's okay to voluntold the gentleman here. David's already an expert on, I wonder from who. No, I'm just kidding. But Frank.
I don't know that I'm an expert yet, but I'm learning very quickly.
Awesome. Well, if it's okay, I know there's a little bit of time. I'll share a few more resources to help.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we'll it might be time to slowly say goodbye. Let's see. So let me share the screen. And
while Henry's doing that, those of you guys that are watching, if you do have questions, if you do have anything that you'd like to specifically ask of Henry or any of us, but probably more so Henry, feel free to drop those in the comments and we will get those answered for you. And Henry, just let me know when you're ready for me to put your screen up, and I'll happy to do that.
All ready to go, David. Thanks.
Okay, here we go. So there it is.
Screen. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yep. I'll just go to full screen there.
Okay, perfect. So this is my photography business. So quick 20-second elevator history is I first heard of it was called messenger marketing or chatbot marketing end of 2018. First time I heard of this thing called ManyChat, and I was actually hesitant at first, but I said let's do this in January of 2019. And just like David, I set it up, and within a day or so, I was actually a Saturday morning. I remember I was driving out to a wedding and I actually got this little push notification on the app. And it's like, oh, who is this? And that was the first lead I ever got. So fast forward now, 2.5 years later. But this is my website, vitasweddings.com. But this is actually what's called the SMS or text messaging. They just enter their phone number. And if we're on a desktop, of course, right now. But if somebody does this on a iOS, iPhone, they don't even need to enter their phone number. They just push a button. Apple just like, hey, we got your number ready. And immediately they will get a text message with whatever you want to offer. So in this case, this has been really popular. I probably need to change a little bit, but with everything that happened the last year, pandemic, micro weddings especially, but whatever you want it to be, it could be a lead magnet. It could be a giveaway you're doing. They enter their phone number. This will go directly into your messenger, or excuse me, your ManyChat account. You'll get that lead and you can literally just start texting back to them how you normally would, but also the automation. So you can send them off to like push 1 if it's within your budget, push 2 if you want this, push 3 if you want book a consultation now. Here's a link to right? And then of course we have our popular messenger customer chat. So that's another place. But I just want to also point out, I recommend on our contact page, and David, we touched upon this a little bit earlier today, but and full transparency, I know David and Frank know a little bit of my story from Clubhouse, but I'm focusing more these days on chat marketing and helping us creatives and DJs and wedding pros get going. But this I have not touched a single thing on my website in just about a year, last June. And that being said, I'm still getting leads almost every day. I share that over on my Instagram just so you can see like, hey, this person came in. This is all organic, free. I'm not, doing any advertising. So that being said, the reason I want to share that is, hey, just get started, do a few of these things. You don't need to spend a lot of time earning any money, and just see what happens is my recommendation. But here on the contact page, I have this long-winded contact thing. I'm sort of known for writing a little bit too much, but check it out. There's 2 options. You can definitely fill out the contact form. And David's probably like, you just told me to not have a long contact form. And what is this? But this is connected to my CRM. But hey, if you don't want to fill that out, that's cool. Just click here and that will take them over to Messenger. This is their own personal messenger. You see Avita's Weddings, and then from there the chatbot will take over. It's so great to connect with you, blah blah blah, right? So, and you can see there's mine's a little bit more a little bit more busy, if you will, develop. It has a few other features that I've added where in real time it will check your availability using a few like Google Sheets, and there's also automation, artificial intelligence, AI, browse FAQs, pricing, blah, blah. So this has been really popular. I would say about 80 to 85% opt-in for this versus filling out my contact form. I mean, please keep your contact form. I'm not recommending to remove this by any means. Maybe, like I haven't done yet, but make it a little bit more succinct, but have something in here where it's just saying, hey, if you don't want to fill this out, you don't have time right now, just click here. And remember, as soon as they do that, they're going to become a lead. It is that seamless. So those are a couple of tips. One thing I'll share here, this is a video that it's chatmarketing.tips/example. And it will redirect to this Loom video. I recorded this back in January 5th right here. And this is a 9-minute video where I won't play the whole thing, but it'll walk you through in real time a summary of this. In this case, it's groom Andre. Sorry, Andre, I'm going to give out your information, but literally this is him going into my chatbot and making it to the finish line from, hey, who is this Henry Chen guy, photographer, to booking a Zoom consultation or via Zoom using my Calendly link, and budget, how they heard about me. So you can absolutely automate everything from the moment they hear about you to you showing up to your Zoom or in-person meeting, however you want. So there is a way to set all that up as well. And then finally, we probably don't have too much time for this, but if there was, I can talk a little more about, actual the technical side. But I did
Yep.
want to also encourage all of us, especially for using Instagram, manychat.com/Instagram. So once again, manychat.com/Instagram. You do need to first sign up for ManyChat, but please get on the wait list. And very, very soon, it's not going to be a wait list anymore. It is literally going to be, and I'll share this part because I hope, we'll get excited for this. So this is inside one of my ManyChat accounts, but check it out, friends. Settings. So look on the left-hand side, you have all these different ways to communicate with your contacts /leads/subscribers, messenger, phone number. You get your own number. This is my, business phone number, or ManyChat. Email, you get email marketing. I don't live on Sesame Street, but that's just my number. WhatsApp is more for our Latin American, area geography. Other parts is actually very popular, the most popular message, even more so than Messenger. But hey, Instagram, it's still in beta right now, but I've already played around with it. I've set things up for ManyChat, things like, not for ManyChat, but but so this is going to be available very, very soon, where you're going to be able to set up a lot of these features. And if there's time, I'll talk a little about Instagram automation, all the features you have. But that is how powerful this tool is, and this whole CRM. You're going to get people into all these different places and be able to automate that conversation. So please, if you want to just look more into this, it goes into all the cool stuff that you can do with your Instagram stuff. So two more quick things right here for our friends on Clubhouse. They did a case study back in January, February, from ManyChat. This is ManyChat. If you just Google ManyChat Clubhouse, is going to be the top link. So the reason I share this, just for fun, they actually did a case study with me, because I shared with them how I use ManyChat to, basically to generate leads, contacts from Clubhouse over to your own business. So of course, for all of us probably as wedding pros, you're like, well, are our couples on Clubhouse? They definitely are, but we just have to work a little bit smarter in order to find them. But certainly if they are in your rooms and things like that, you can get them over to your ManyChat, your chat bot. And this is where I go through all the flows that I set up. But this is more for educators, and if you have an online service or things like that. And the last thing right here is they did a case study specifically for my wedding business. So I thought I want to share this with everyone. So just Google ManyChat Henry Chen or something, ManyChat, pandemic or something like this. And this is their case study with the numbers. So I just want to share that also for any of us wondering, this is actually going to, it's great, Henry, but is it going to really work for my actual wedding business, service-based? And, definitely there's examples of that being the case. So there we go. So I'm going to stop sharing and throw it back over to you, gentlemen. Oh, where did we go? There we go.
What do you think?
I think this tool is pretty much like limitless in terms of what you can really do with it. I mean, it's pretty incredible. And I think once the integration with Instagram comes, I think that's going to be game changing for especially for weddings, because I know Instagram is king right now for the wedding scene. But no, Henry, honestly, I can't thank you enough for being on and sharing your knowledge and your information and what you know with us. I mean, it's people like you that make this stuff possible. So we appreciate it, brother.
Oh, thank you so much, Nick. And I can't wait to hear, especially when you mentioned Instagram, especially with stunning, reels and videos and highlights where the engagements that you've really been getting. And gosh, even that with Facebook ads, but just leaving comments, they're just gonna become a lead, and they don't even know that they became a lead. But just imagine, like, the bridesmaids or groomsmen or family friends of videos, and just fill up your DMs and be able to send them to wherever you want them to. So yeah, absolutely. And this will be they're actually doing something in the middle of July, so I know it's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be so soon that you'll be able to set this up and And like David, you have a lot of this stuff already. So when that portion comes out, it's going to transfer over to that for sure. So, and Frank, I know you're going to be working on this too, right? So you got it for your businesses too.
Yeah, no, for sure. I already told you. I am in line. I'm in line. I'm ready to go.
Just ask David for the link to the template that he spent hours on, and he'll just give it.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Have him do all the hard work, and you just take it from him.
Well, and the reality is that like I've learned a lot just from doing that, and then you start to realize that when you have, I took Henry's course, and Henry walked us in the course. He walked us through a lot of the basics of it. And then once it's like anything else, like once you get a foundation for it, then it all starts to kind of make sense. And then you start to realize I need to do this, or, oh, I forgot to do that. And then it is really fascinating what you can do. Then you're just kind of limited by your imagination of what you could do with it, truthfully.
Definitely, David. And what's the, maybe we won't mention, but like you use a CRM for your DJ, maybe Frank the same one, but there's a CRM for more event DJs, and I'm for sure Nick for cinematographers, and I know photographers there's quite a few. So right now some of these, probably most of these CRMs don't have a connection, certainly not directly to ManyChat, but there's something called Zapier, right? And something else called Integromat. But even that there doesn't exist. So if you go to like ABC CRM and ManyChat, it should be some way to connect it to. And the reason for this is, imagine getting, even if it's 3 or 4 or 5 organic leads, IGDM, right, coming into your account, and then it goes into your ManyChat account. Wouldn't it be great if automatically a new project or lead is created in your CRM with their names or their dates, budget? And then so that way you don't have to they don't have to fill out another form, that you don't have to go through the extra step. So I've actually been nudging the ones that don't have it. I send them email, just like, hey guys, tech support, get this set up, because there's going to be a huge need for that. And the ones that do have it right now, they have a little bit of that, advantage right now. But those are ways that will make it easier for everyone here. And yeah, certainly if there's other tools that you're using and at events, upcoming events, and with summer here and all, start thinking about, can you put I'm sure we're doing this already, right? Like a little QR code at your DJ station, and you collect them as contacts. And then, maybe you send them something, a little thank you from, on behalf of the couple or something. And then, hey, maybe down the road, you probably don't want to bug them the next day, but if you're interested in our so-and-so services, or, hey, do you want to catch the sneak peek, reel of so-and-so's wedding video highlight, right, Nick? And sure. And then, at least you got that. And then maybe you can ask them like, hey, are you looking for, a videographer or so? And you just never know. That's another way to grow that list too. So lots of use cases. But yeah.
Or if you're using Request Now at the end of your event, you can send a message that links them over to your chat bot service. Right.
Absolutely.
Or if they're using the Request Now photo wall, cheap pop Matt Auerbach.
There you go. We got to plug Matt, man. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Well, you have all the other services that you're providing, whether it's, photo booth or uplighting and such. And I'm sure there's a incredible software and tools already right there. So maybe there's even ways to leverage that with, and you can absolutely import, all the emails and things like that too. So, yep, the sky's the limit. But it's been a ton of fun, you guys, and I hope.
Yeah, thank you, man. We appreciate you jumping on with us and sharing it, and it's exciting to me. This stuff is exciting to me, and I'm looking forward to seeing my 2 cohorts here catch up and jump on board too, and get them rocking and rolling with it.
Can't wait too. And just keep a little bit at a time, right? Watch another YouTube video, or they have a resource on the ManyChat just to help you get going. So, and certainly I'm always around if anybody has any questions. Just reach out to me, or even better, get in touch with David, because he's you're my protege, if I can say.
That's right.
Has now
That's
become
right.
The teacher.
Well, and to to your point, Henry, you know, you have a YouTube channel that talks a lot about it as well, correct? A lot about chat marketing and things like that. So, you know, definitely look up Henry's YouTube channel. A lot of information on there. And then obviously, you know, and I don't have a problem. I know the rest of the guys don't have a problem. You teach people how to do this stuff. So share a little bit about that. I mean, I don't mind you doing that at all.
I appreciate that. My my YouTube channel is a little bit going through an identity. But yeah, the ManyChat video, there's a playlist for that off the top of my head. But yeah, if you just go youtube.com/Henry Chen, I don't know what I was thinking, but like 2 weeks ago, I finally like, is anybody taking that domain? Like, oh, not domain, you know, the URL. So I did grab it. But there's a few other random videos at the moment. But yes, I'm actively uploading about 2 to 3 new videos per week. I will have a new ManyChat tutorial video later this week. So please, by all means, you know, lots of free resources right there. And then also, certainly if, you know, if anybody's interested in like, hey, I just want to get to this point ASAP. I actually just set this up last week. You know, Patreon right here on YouTube is really popular for creators. So I did have and did not anymore my paid program, Frank, the one that you know, we talked about, but it was getting a little bit tricky to update, especially with new features. Like basically, I'll do pre-recorded training, and about a month and a half later, it was, you know, a little bit outdated. So that being said, yeah, if anybody's interested, just you can send me IGDM, probably the best way, just Henry Chen 1, and I can give you more information on that. But lots of pre-recorded training, templates, coaching calls. We'll have one tomorrow, right, David? Hope to see you there. And other folks. So you can probably tell I'm a little passionate about this, but most importantly, I want this to be something that will really, you know, add so much to your business and even to your life. So it goes back to what I always believe in, which is we want to be able to do what we love, not feel overwhelmed and even worse, stress out, but also, you know, make time for other things, you know, family time, personal time, our hobbies and interests. And it always go back to me is like having that peace of mind when, you know, you wake up, you go to bed, like we're all going to worry about our business. That's inevitable. It's our baby, it's our kid kind of thing. But wouldn't it be nice if, you know, we're driving in, we don't have to feel like we got to get back to this lead right away, or gosh, I spent all this, you know, money and time on this website or SEO or blah, blah, blah. And that's all I got for leads. Like, should I get a little bit more? Like I see, you know, things like that, where we want to be able to be present with whatever else we're doing. So that's really my why, speaking of, you know, why entertainment, right? But David, but anywho, yeah, I'm rambling. Sorry, but there are other options. Just let me know on Instagram. I'm happy to chat with you over there. Thanks, David. Nick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Frank, anything else?
No, I mean, I just love this. I really need to set the time aside to just like start doing it. Honestly, I set up a ManyChat account, and then I've just kind of sat on it because I was taking too much in from too many different angles, and I really just need to sit down and get going on it. Because even just tonight, just doing the PDFs, right? That's so smooth and seamless, and it feels so nice to get something in return. You know, I can't imagine what it would be like for a prospective client, whether that's a wedding industry expert who's seeking information about something, or a couple or a corporate, you know, whoever reaching out to learn a little bit about whatever it is that you specifically do in the wedding industry. It was so like rewarding to get that, and it's engaging. And I think that's really the key here, is just how that engagement like creates a feeling that then makes somebody want to keep going with you.
Yeah,
for sure, Frank.
Yeah, I love that.
100%.
For just a couple of hours, David will help you out, and certainly I'm picking on David a lot, so I apologize. But yeah, definitely, and you know, that's where like we'll go back to your example again, David. Like just getting it up and going, and then now there could be somebody on our website right now, or maybe tomorrow, or who knows what. And I'm sure we'll look back and go, I'm really glad I just spent a little bit of time. And absolutely, I agree with you, Frank. We cannot do, and you had so much going on. I know with everything professionally, and you were out of commission with the wisdom teeth, right? So definitely give yourself more credit than you are, because it's a lot on your plate. And 4 kids, oh man, that's whew, you're a super dad, a super husband, and super DJ. But yeah, just few steps, and you can always reach out to me too, however I can help, test out your chatbot, look at your flows, and same thing, of course, Nick, please,
Yeah,
we can help.
absolutely.
So, all right.
Yeah, Henry, we
Awesome.
appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I think that'll do it for this week.
Yeah.
Do something great this week, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Thanks, everyone.